It's an important topic, but we have covered it recently. I included it as an option because I know it's something that a lot of people like to talk about. It's interesting that it got voted on again. I think some of it, I could be wrong. I think some of it is people from outside the United States have strong opinions on it as well. And in my opinion, people in the UK right now have a lot to say about it. And they are experiencing a massive infringement of not government protected, but free speech in general. Fraud and how people will lie in order to get free shit. That's an interesting one. I don't think it fits exactly into free speech, not perfectly. Hello, Stoner.
Yo,
So I don't think it fits perfectly with this discussion. We might broach into that a little bit afterward. And there's no set limit here for the structured part of this, so we might be done talking about it in like fucking 15 minutes for all I know. It all depends on the panel. Hello, Odd.
G'day,
okay.
sir. How are you today?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Oh, yeah. Saturday morning here. Still waking up.
Leave kids alone. The audacity of some.
I'll be back in a second. Just got to go and do a couple of things.
You're fine. So we can get started, or we can wait for. We really don't know. Sometimes, hell, no one comes up depending on what people got going on. More people might show. Could give it like 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you want, or we can go ahead and get started. It's entirely up to you guys.
No matter to me.
Okay. I guess I can go ahead and push my own view. Freedom of speech is extraordinarily important for many reasons. And actually, to get this out of the way ahead of time, when I say free speech, I'm talking about as it pertains to the Constitution, which means the government specifically cannot infringe on your right to say what you want, with exceptions, you know, the obvious yelling fire in a crowded theater, death threats, things like that. Extremely important. I'm almost an extremist when it comes to it. Yeah, that's basically that's the general gist of how I feel about it. What are your opinions on it, Stoner?
I mean, I'm pro free speech. I mean, there are obvious limits. Hate speech. I very loosely defined hate speech. I don't agree with most interpretations of it, but there are words that you use deliberately to incite someone that shouldn't be open free speech. But like, I don't agree with governmental crackdown on speech. Think
Okay,
if you say something.
so when you say hate speech, you don't mean in terms of, because it's not a government regulated, there is no legal definition of hate speech. So
Yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards incitement. Fighting words, like saying "fuck you," "I'll kill you." You know, I'm sorry, I don't mean to curse, but like slurs and aggressive.
You can say whatever you want as long as it doesn't violate the YouTube terms of service.
Yeah, and with that, I'm just gonna not take any risks. I don't want to accidentally do it. They are weird and flip floppy with their rules, so
they can be. Well, sometimes it's not about their rules. I've noticed that if people report, even if they're trolls, if people report, they're more likely, even if it doesn't directly infringe on the rules, they're going to be like, "Oh, there's people reporting. Let's deal with this."
Yep. I see that a lot. It's the community. What was a word for it? I hear it a lot. Community brigading. Like you saw a YouTuber will say, "Oh, this person says the bad thing," and then their community goes over there and just brigades that channel.
Yep. That it's pretty much that phenomenon, and it's very annoying because I believe they should be more objective. Like, I don't care what side you're on. I don't care about right, left, whatever. You need to have rules that are universal and applies to everyone equally. And you don't like get in the gray area and kind of slide past like the actual objective rules just because people are offended. I don't agree with that.
No, that makes sense.
The problem is people can be offended even if your intent is not to offend. So you can't, that can't be your gauge. Like,
offense is in the eye of the beholder. You know,
right.
Offense is taken, not given.
Right. Well, you can, in some instances, like surmise that someone's entire intent is to offend someone. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying that like the person being offended itself should never be used as your gauge. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Austin's a Christian now?
Ooh. Oh man, I don't know if you follow YouTube celebrities or YouTube people. Mr. Medicare is now a Christian.
I'm not sure who that is. I follow some influencers, but not many.
He kind of a infamous shit poster.
Okay.
But he's a free speech absolutist, so I figured it's in the shoe on head, outer space type thing, but might be more. I don't know, maybe more. It might be niche, but he was a really big shit poster.
What's the name one more time? I'm curious to look him up.
Mr. Medicare.
Mr. Medicare. Okay.
He also was known at some point as the internet anarchist, but I don't think he's used that in years. But he's kind of, I wouldn't say alt-right, but he does the edgy humor and deep dive on stuff. And definitely more conservative. But he was a staunch atheist.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Charlie Kirk stuff happened, and I know you don't believe a lot of people are doing it performatively, but
Right. Well, I wouldn't claim that all of them are, but
yeah.
So Charlie Kirk is what got him to change his mind?
His assassination, the political unrest from it, and he was a staunch atheist for years.
But right, so I specifically am curious as to, was that specifically the thing that caused
yeah. I can link you the video where he talks about it. It's a short 7-minute video.
Sure. If you could do that, I would appreciate it. I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Like, obviously, I'm conceding that I don't know about this because I haven't watched it. But how does like even trying to look outside of myself and seeing it from another perspective, how does the assassination of a man cause you to believe in a belief system? Like, I don't understand this. So I'm not going to add you yet. Stoner dropped and now his video is on. I don't know if you intend for your video to be on. It's completely cool if so, but I want to make sure before I add you in because I don't want to like accidentally dox you or some shit. For some reason, it dropped you down and your video went on and you were in backstage.
Oh, I forgot I better stream you as well, just in case there's another blitz out at the end.
Another what?
Blitz out at the end like last week with Acid going off. That was funny.
If Acid tries to come in, I'm probably not going to add him unless it's the very end of the stream. Sometimes people like that will come on and I'll end up having to fucking like shut the video down and then edit it. And I don't want to have to edit in the middle of a video. It's too much of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, sorry about that. World's youngest boomer.
You're fine. I do shit like that all the damn time.
Yeah. I was trying to add into the chat and I accidentally hit back because I've never used StreamYards before. So
okay. So you weren't intended to be on video?
No, that was restarting the thing.
Okay.
And I turned the cam off. I mean, I don't care either way. I've just got a shitty camera and
it's all good.
I don't have it set up. Yeah.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah, I'll link you the video as soon as I figure out how to post it in chat.
All good.
No.
I could.
But yeah, it just some people were. My point was just some people were deeply affected, and I don't think it's all performative.
I don't understand though. Like maybe you can explain like how can the assassination of someone on with the religious beliefs, how can that cause you to be like hey, it's true? Like I don't understand. Like what connection is there?
Well, again, I'm going to be saying things that I know you probably don't agree with, but like Charlie Kirk is viewed as a good, upstanding, good Christian man to some people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like just it's the radicalization of someone that, you know, they see as like me or relatable to me being murdered for just thinking like, hey, maybe we shouldn't let trans people in sports, or, you know, just even more conservative values that they, I don't know.
Well, for that, just to be clear, because I get this a lot, I am 100% in agreement with the trans people in sports thing. That's evidence based. That's like factual in nature. Like there are, at least in my view, there are advantages to people who are male and transition to female and are in female sports, and you can't get rid of them just by getting on like hormone or hormone therapy. Like it doesn't work. So that's why I'm against it. Not because I hate trans people. I'm actually pro trans in general, but that should never happen because it's unfair.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, I kind of derailed there. I'm bad for
that.
No,
I totally understand. It's a hot topic and you want to establish your side on it. And I'm just kind of
I like
going on tangents.
Right. Well, to be fair, you weren't addressing me specifically, but yeah, I like to jump in with that because just to kind of get it out of the way so people don't misinterpret my view. And many leftists are against me on this. I have no problem with that. So what else was there? I kind of got locked into that.
Yeah, you were asking me for why, and I really can't like give you solid answers onto like how his mind works or what he.
Right, but even just trying to look outside yourself, I don't understand how it could happen. Period. Like it's not about. Yes, I'm an atheist, but like I like to believe I'm relatively capable of like seeing the perspective of other people, and I don't understand how. Like I get how you say that like people view him as a good person. That's fine. And they kind of relate to him in some regards. I don't understand how relating to someone in some regards and thinking they're a good person and then they died would make you change your entire worldview. That doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, he kind of got martyred. Like from an outside view, is he's been martyred, and like to someone that is looking for faith, it looks like a man of God has been martyred for his cause.
I could see that. That actually makes
sense. It looks like Christ has been crucified. Like, I know that's really extreme, but like they killed their guy, and the way they've reacted is just intensifying the optics of it. Like they're not rioting, they're not shooting, they're not like they have every right to be a little over the top, but like, you know, vigils and memorials and church services. It's, you know,
that actually sort of answers the question. That it makes sense. It makes more sense now, anyway.
Yeah.
So, but from my point of view, it's the thing is like it seems to be more about like a connection with like this guy represented certain things, and I can agree with at least some of those things, right? But that has absolutely no connection to what is true. Like, at least in my view.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the double-edged sword of it, is things may not be explicitly true, but they are optically true. It doesn't matter. Like, we could find out in 30 years or 10 years that Charlie Kirk was a pedophile, but it wouldn't matter to what happened now, because people are being galvanized by the martyr. So True. It doesn't really matter what the man actually is. It matters what the man has done. And right now, it just looks like he's galvanized people as a martyr. And not in like the negative way. Like the St. Floyd shit was a little over the top. And that's like, like I was empathetic on that side. He was not handled right, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place with topics.
You're good.
But like, it's my comparison. Like, I hear the comparison a lot. It's like, oh,
I
George Floyd dying, and
I
it kind of got the same reaction.
Well, I use that myself, but for a little bit different reasons. So I use it because Charlie Kirk himself jumped in on that and was basically like, this is a piece of shit. And well, he didn't say those exact words. I'm paraphrasing, but like,
Yeah,
but so I use that because in some ways it's ironic. And
yeah.
that's not to say, again, because I have to keep on saying this. You yourself haven't seemed to have this problem, but just to cover it, I'm not saying it's okay to murder people in broad daylight. Just to be very fucking clear. It's not what I'm saying. But I do believe, while we're on this topic, that Charlie Kirk was not a good person. And as a result, I'm not going to lose any sleep that he's no longer in this world. That's not the same thing as saying we should go around killing people we disagree with.
No, valid. But
So,
like, there are definitely people that are celebrating. And again, people celebrated on both sides, and it was disgusting.
Well, again, it depends on it. To me, what matters is like, okay, someone's celebrating. Personally, I don't see a problem with that. I see a problem for like what matters is their intent. Like, what is it specifically that?
I mean, sorry, I keep
Go ahead.
I'll chuck in when I got a chance to.
Okay,
but he can go first. He can go first. You're right. I didn't. Yeah. Is that what you're saying, fella? I forgot your name. I can't see it from here properly, brother.
Stoner Snackle. It's just my YouTube viewer name. My actual name is Tom. It's easier to just call me Tom. Yeah.
Okay, Tom, I'll quickly butt in then. Man, there's two views here. You've got his political fucking thing, and then you've got his personal side and what you're whinging about. And it's like, man, no one wants to see a human shot down in public or, in cold blood. No one wants to see his family suffer. And we're all, shit, man, this is bad. A person died. But then you've got the political side that you're arguing about. And they're two totally separate things. And him politically not being in the arena anymore is a net good. And him being a martyr is a very minor thing compared to the civil war that you require to make the change that you need, because that's the only thing that will do it, which will start with political unrest and will start with bits of a violence, including assassination. And the only thing that in your history has done any change beforehand has been a civil war. So I don't see any way around this not happening if you're going to win this fight. But I'm not for it. I don't want a fucking war. I don't want to see people die. No, obviously not. On the political arena, what the fuck else will cause the success required for your side? Or for the, you know what I mean? Like the MAGAs are winning currently. Accept it. Solve it. Charlie Kirk.
I think MAGA dies with Trump. Like,
to hell. And fucking condolences to his wife and family. End of story. Yeah. Move on. Fucking Trump wanted half-mast flags for Charlie Kirk. But only a month earlier, there was a couple of Democrats that got fucking assassinated. And no fucking MAGA Trump fucking admin person even hinted at half-masts for that. I do forget their names, unfortunately.
I believe that's a very valid point to bring up. And it's so this gets framed as like we talk about this and it's like, oh, you're basically shitting on a man who died and all. That's not what we're doing. But it's important to have these discussions. And the way that this is being framed, especially by the current administration, they're wanting to pull this broad, like a life is a life type shit. But the very people in general that are making these claims, MAGA, don't believe that. It's complete hypocrisy. And it's important to discuss this because it means that like you can't take anything they say seriously as long as they're playing this game anyway. That's my opinion on it anyhow. So we're this is within topic, I believe, but I don't know. Maybe we should break out more generically for a moment, at least here in the beginning. So as I was saying earlier, like to cover bases here, we got to get our terms out of the way. When I'm talking about free speech, unless I say otherwise, I'm talking about as it pertains to the Constitution, which means it doesn't affect other people's right to talk at all. The only thing it affects is whether or not the government can intervene. And that's all free speech really is in the way we use it in the context of the Constitution. So that's what I'm talking about, just to be clear. I think it's extremely important. If it were up to me, every country would have it. It would be a guaranteed right. Some of you may disagree with this, and that's cool. I'm adding JT, by the way. Wait. Yeah.
Yo, what's going on?
Not much. Discussing free speech.
Off of the pick.
Yeah, I just got here. What part are you guys at with the free speech?
Well, we just got done talking about Charlie Kirk and political things related to it. I kind of just brought it back and kind of defined it like in the context of what I mean when I'm talking about it. And by the way, you guys are welcome to go outside of that. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page if we do talk about this. And I'm talking about it in the context of the government and what the government can do with your words, right?
Oh, you mean like the Jimmy Fallon thing, or
well, the Jimmy Kimmel thing?
Yeah. There we go.
Yes, and so some people would say that it's not really an issue because it's the FCC. It is an issue because it's the government like exerting force through like the government power in trying to control what people can and can't say, and that is something that.
Issue. Oh, sorry, I have an issue with the Jimmy Kimmel thing over here, having an argument with a mate over here, and he's adamant that it's not a stopping free speech thing at all. It was just they were losing money thing, which is they're going downhill compared to talk shows from freaking 20, 30 years ago, like David Letterman, Cohen, and
the Letterman era of late night is over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
so
Jimmy is still one of the ones making the most money. I think Stephen Colbert's the most, and followed by Jimmy Kimmel. There was no reason on that day to have done it for finance in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely am on the side that it was taken down to hinder free speech. Mm-hmm. But I got a mate over here, and I cannot get through to him that everything that there's so many points that I can bring up about free speech, and his major rebuttal is, well, it was losing money. Of course they're going to throw him off. But he's got 20 million subscribers. The moment he was cut off, people boycotted other shit. So they lost heaps more.
Right.
So threw him back.
That's why they brought him back, because they lost more money by shutting him down because people got pissed off.
Lost money because of the boycott. It wasn't
the Disney and
Hulu was making the money. So he is, my mate over here is still technically correct. So I don't have a good rebuttal for him, even though there's so many different things I can throw at him with the free speech, which sucks.
He's correct, but the problem is his framing. He's not looking at the big picture. He's cherry picking one specific piece of data. And by the way, it's a comparison issue. He's comparing Jimmy Kimmel to who? Stephen Colbert? Like larger things? Like if you compare him to the average of like any sort of talk show?
It's that. It's just the reduction over 10 years. Like they're losing money over 10 years. Even their own show is losing money compared to 10 years ago. It's going down gradually. So I don't even think it's a comparison to alternatives or even past alternative talk shows. But it's just the factor, well, there's loss of money, so they have a right to take it off. But it wasn't the worst one losing the most money. It was nearly the one losing the least money. And that's what I can't, I definitely agree.
So,
it's the framework.
Well, my issue is if you think that Disney or ABC pulled Jimmy Kimmel because of the money, like as in like his ratings, you're absolutely incorrect. That had nothing to do with it. They pulled him because they were threatened by the FCC chair because they want to do a merger with another company. And they realized that the FCC wouldn't approve of it if they didn't cancel Jimmy Kimmel. That's why.
Absolutely. Their excuse was the money. My mate's taken it on board and hasn't adjusted.
Right.
Yeah.
What did Kimmel even say? Something
it's a
about
hard
the
argument,
Charlie
Dave.
Kirk thing, right?
So
He was kind of mocking the way Trump was grieving or not grieving about him, and like it's not really. In my opinion, I didn't think it was really that bad. Like I get it, he talks shit, but like all of his talking shit, that wasn't terrible. It was a little bit disrespectful, but like
yeah.
he just said that he was grieving like a child. And I mean, that's a little unfair because everyone grieves in their own way, and it's a weird thing to attack. But like, it's just Trump being Trump. He's in a press conference.
It's not like he's not like he's representing like a fucking news source. It's like a goddamn satire. Like,
exactly.
No, like I said, I don't think it was right for any of it. It was a joke in poor taste.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean you can just censor people because they say that's like censoring South Park.
And so I would say that's
I'm not pro
especially the case for satire and comedy. That has historically been
Colbert, like all these political satire shows. Like, it's like since when are they being censored? Like that's
people.
That's all they do is talk shit about politics and make fun of it. Like.
Yeah. And so to make sure that it's very clear, at least my position on it, and I think that this is obvious, it's not about he was spreading disinformation. It's not about he was lying. It's he said something that Trump didn't like. And that is authoritarianism 101. That is what we have to fight against no matter fucking what. It's not about me being on the left. If that were someone on my side saying that shit, I would have a problem with it. It's dangerous. You don't allow that crap.
Censoring the press is never good.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we can agree on that.
Yeah. But real talk, Jimmy Kimmel hasn't been funny since the Man Show.
To just complete honest, like I've never liked Jimmy Kimmel. He's not funny to me. But with that being said, many people do find him funny. And so it's not about whether I like him. He has the right to exist. And yeah, like that's it. Like no one can be like, oh, your ratings are bad. The moment like Trump pulls that, like what point
it's his carnival barking mockery. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's the way he talks. In another life, he would have been a great like ringmaster at a circus. Come one, come all, grand the stage. He's just an announcer and boisterous.
Right. It's true, but I think it's problematic to have that sort of personality as the leader of the free world.
Yeah, dude.
It's a problem.
Downside of free will.
He's not even a good carnival barker. The guy speaks at a 4th grade level. I mean, he sounds like a fucking idiot every time he speaks.
I mean, carnival barkers aren't smart.
Actually, have to be. Usually, they're the ones that run in the carnival. So I
think he does that on purpose to appeal to like his demographics.
Oh no.
Well, if you look at like studies, most people read at like a 4th grade reading level, so it makes sense that they understand at a 4th grade reading level.
Well,
so
I believe like on this topic, that's a big reason why Trump is so popular, because he appeals to a massive number of people who like. I'm not calling everyone stupid, but most people don't have like an incredible level of education. So when someone that doesn't have an incredible level of education, or at least doesn't appear to, talks, they can resonate with that. And I think that a lot of people have latched onto that about Trump.
Well, it's the boomers mostly. So
well, he talks like that, to be relatable to basically like your average blue collar American. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Rural. It's the rural.
And on the other side,
the farmers.
Yeah. And on the other side, there's code switching with like AOC, where she will talk more ghetto depending on who she's talking to. So it's not like just one side does that. It's like everyone kind of talks to their base in a way that appeals.
Is always the same message, and he speaks, I think it's a 9th grade level, which is more average of what most Americans are at. Trump didn't win the election. There's plenty of data to show that there's manipulation, like shit like that going on. Like the Republicans rigged the system with gerrymandering, voter suppression, the stupid voter ID bullshit. Like they rigged the whole fucking thing for themselves to have power.
I've seen the videos, but I honestly haven't dug too much into it. I looked at one a while back, but I haven't seen any recent ones. If there's actual evidence of that claim, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I put that one video up of Titus. He had that guy on who went through all the metrics and everything. Now that guy was just on another podcast, and he brought up the same data showing like the heat maps. They showed like versions of Russia, how Russia always rigs their elections, and then he showed the same comparison with our last election of how it was done the same way, basically.
So did he also show like heat maps of like how we ran elections before to show like a comparison?
I'd have to go back and look at it again.
Okay.
But
I haven't seen it,
showing
but like
comparisons of
this is
different-
this is definitely something that I'm curious about and I would like to look into. But
it's
I
a
have to be
fascinating
very, very careful because I talked a lot of shit about the right and their fucking election denial shit, and I don't want to fucking do the exact same thing unless there's quite a bit of evidence to
They did
support
that on purpose because they knew Democrats actually have like the goal not to go crying wolf all the time.
Right.
Republicans cry wolf every time. Like as
That's
soon
true.
as they're running against somebody, as soon as they ran against Obama, everything about him, birther, all that stupid shit, they make up all kinds of shit. Then when Clinton was going to be the opponent, they made up all kinds of things about her server and everything else. And then whenever it was Biden, they made up Hunter Biden shit because they couldn't attack Biden because Biden doesn't have no dirt. He's been in politics for 50 years. If they had something on him, they would have used it.
Right.
But every time it's a witch hunt against the Democrats, and then nothing comes of it. I mean, it's just all smoke and mirrors. And
That is true.
The
Yeah,
base
so-
of
go ahead.
Republicans are just stupid. Like they don't do any critical thinking. They believe exactly what Fox News tells them, and they still run with that narrative every time.
I agree with a large part of that. So I guess what it seems like the point you were making is that it's like it's almost like an equality fallacy if you think that like if we were to say like there's some meddling or whatever, that it's the exact same thing because they have a history of constantly just pulling bullshit out their ass. That's true. So I'm not talking when I say what I say, I'm not talking about the left in general. This is specific to me. And these are the standards at which I hold myself to. Like, I'm not talking shit to anyone that's saying that there was a rigged election or whatever. I haven't seen all the evidence that they have to bring forth. Just me personally, I need a decent amount of evidence to support that claim before I personally will say that that's the case.
I'll bust out my corkboard and red strings.
I mean, if you just look at a lot of states like North Carolina, like thousands of people voted for Trump only, and all down ballot, they didn't cast a single vote for anybody else. And I think it's in North Carolina that the governor, Democrat, senator, congressman, all Democrats, they won down ticket, but Trump won the fucking presidency somehow. Like there's so many inconsistencies in so many swing states too.
So that's one piece of evidence, and I don't deny it. But the question is, are there other possible explanations for the exact same phenomenon? Are there?
We've never seen
You don't
this ever.
So
People usually vote for one, they vote for everything down ballot.
okay. I don't have enough information, I guess. I have to concede that I don't know enough about like how elections work and what I should expect to see. Like maybe if I did some digging and like learned how they typically like what they look like after the fact and like what as you're explaining like down ballot voting and shit, if I knew that and I had that information, I might be able to jump on board. But like, again, we go back to what you say, first principles. I don't have those. Like, I don't understand any of that. Like, I need to understand that in order to be able to go, yeah,
Well,
there's
like,
clearly
when you
some
go to
shit.
vote, there's always like you have the president first, and then you have your governor if he's running, if it's that year, and then you have your congressmen, your senators, and then your local senators, your local congressmen for your state, and then you have other agendas like extending retirement to X number of years and all these different things. Like they have a whole line of things for you to vote on when you vote. And people going in and only voting Trump and nothing else is fishy as all hell.
That's a fair point.
Because why would you care about only the president but nothing else that affects you?
Well, I don't know. Like, like I can't speak for any like I mean I can really only see things through my perspective, but it seems like it's not that strange for people like for voters to only vote for the president. Like that's not like to me, maybe I'm wrong, but to me that's not like crazy. That's
Well, a
typical.
lot of times you have your
I
local
mean-
sheriff that's elected. You have your judges that are being elected as well. Like those things affect you more than the president.
Yeah, but
That's-
I think you're underestimating how much people will just not give a colossal fuck and just go, "I'm a vote Trump," hurrah! And that's it, and just walk out. That's it.
To be honest, like I kind of agree with your reasoning, but I'm honestly an example to the contrary. Like I don't really like get involved too much in local politics at all. Like if I ever vote, it's generally just like you can call it stupid and I'm fine with that, but like that's just me in a nutshell. Like generally I'll only vote for like the big deal, the president of the United States. Maybe I should, but I'm just being honest, and I don't think I'm that rare. I just maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm that rare.
I guess
I
I
if
thought
I
you're
were to
just
see that
rare in the area
statistic-
where you lived, sir. That's why you need your gun that you bought, right? And
To some extent,
I'm hearing you thinking of body armor too. I think
I'm
that's
thinking about
possibly a good idea.
I'm thinking about it. That shit's expensive as fuck, though. Like,
it's
so
Kevlar and stuff like that. It's
from my perspective, I can use like quite a bit of rationale to defend the purchase of a firearm because it's both defensive and offensive in some ways. Body armor is only defensive, and it's like it costs more than the gun itself. Like I don't know,
But-
like
Yeah,
it's
Mythbusters
not
made
gonna-
Japanese armor out of paper, buddy, by folding it a few times. So I reckon you could save a bit of money there.
But you can just go down to like an Army Navy store and you can find secondhand stuff that was from the military. So after so long, they get rid of the old gear and then they get
Mhm.
new, and you can get it for like dirt cheap. And then you'll just have to buy the plate probably separate.
now that I could see myself doing.
Plus, you can also get some other gear because I mean, what good's a gun if you get shot in the chest and you can't use that gun anymore?
That's true.
You say your gun's for offence as well, but you're supposed to be a centre-left atheist, so you're not supposed to offensively
Oh,
use
I'm
a
not
gun like
anti-gun.
that.
I mean, I'm for
It's
restrictions.
not
on people
anything
like
to do with anti or not anti-gun. That's offensive or defensive, and offensive left, centre-left atheist. Right, like AR assault rifle, offensive centre-left atheist channel's a little bit too long to type. Is all I'm getting at.
I would
It
be more
is.
for a shotgun with buckshot. You're gonna hit more targets and like you're gonna have a cone of spray that's gonna hit anything.
I think shotguns
But
are
that's
better
not
for
offensive, that's
home
practice,
defense.
isn't it? I wouldn't call that offensive, shooting inanimate objects.
Well, no, it's shotguns for home defense. It's the best home defense weapon you could ever
Mhm.
have. And if you want to be less
So
lethal,
defensive.
you
I don't know.
yeah,
I think a flamethrower.
now they're banned.
You're
don't
basically
influence.
going into the front line or into a fucking 7-Eleven to be offensive
It's-
with a rifle, right?
Yeah.
That's all that's all I was getting
most
at. It doesn't
robberies
fit
are
the
done with
centre-left
handguns.
narrative generally.
Well, so I've said this before, and I'll clear it again. My name does not represent U.S. politics. In fact, I keep it on purpose to get people to think, because we get stuck
Very
in
cool.
this like false paradigm of like this is what the left is in America, but it does not reflect the left like big picture at all. And again, our Democrats are right wing on the world stage. And that's why I keep my name the way it is.
Being
Hmm.
left means you support like unions where people have the right to collectively bargain for like better pay, better things like that, health care for everybody,
Mhm.
public services like roads, bridges, parks, things like that. Those
I
are
generally put it down to less suffering.
yeah,
for the
it's more
whole.
it's more for the common good than it is for the
Yeah.
singular good.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
being left
yeah.
is. Right means I want everything for me and nobody else can have what I have. It's all me, 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 me.
Yeah.
I don't know if
This
they would
isn't
agree
that
with
hard.
that.
Why do we fucking understand? Really?
I don't
thought
think
that
that
was
they. I
pretty
don't
much
think
standard.
that they.
Preserve and preserve.
I don't think
Yeah,
that they
it's
would
not
agree
really-
with that.
Well, look at all the people on the right. They're all about this.
What did you say,
individual-
Trobes? I didn't hear that, man.
Well, I'm just like, I have no problem with that framing, but I don't think most right wingers would agree with that framing. Like, that's what the right
Oh,
is.
of course they don't
They
agree.
don't unless things affect them
Fucking,
personally. So they make it about themselves. Everything is about them.
I agree. I agree. I just
they
don't
think they're
that
doing
they,
good, mate. It blows me away that they think they are doing good. But for themselves, they're doing good.
Well, they're
They ain't
brainwashed.
doing good
They
for
have
fucking everybody.
so much propaganda. Fox News has done a great job in brainwashing the stupid into believing that they're the patriots, that they're the best things for America and all this shit. When all they do is destroy America and the fabric which makes it a good country.
so let me kind of chime in here for just a second, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Stoner, do you
Yo.
consider yourself a right winger?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
more right than left.
Okay, so I want to get your framing of how you would like counter that. And by the way, just so before we get started, everybody's doing fine now, but let's not start fucking throwing out names and shit, please.
Okay. Yeah. I might actually be like the worst example for conservative or Republican because I'm probably the most moderate. It's like I'll meet you halfway on almost any topic, and we can hash out why or how or if or whatever.
Okay.
I think it's just the willingness to come to the table and talk.
You're rational. That's
Yeah.
most.
And I agree.
Republicans
I'm
are
not most.
rational.
Yeah. And I understand that, but I'm not like a unicorn either. There are the more moderate Republicans that kind of just get lumped into the worst Republican. And you can kind of see it with the left. Not all lefties are tankies or communists or the far extreme leftists, so it's just finding where you are and where you're reasonable. Because like not everyone agrees with like the most extremist policies.
So
Communist is the most far left, and then fascist is the most far right you can go. So they are like the goalposts on each end. You don't want to be.
I can agree with that to a large extent. The issue I have, and I'll drum on about this every time, is when right wingers call left wingers fascists. That is literally by definition not possible. You don't understand what fascism means. It's literally defined by being ultra right wing.
I think when we hurl political labels at people that aren't expressing that as their belief, we're just using it as an ad hom.
Right.
It's like in the 90s when we were calling feminazis. Like they weren't literally right-wing feminists. They were just, feminists that were wildly over the top, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's usually the first-year students in high school or university that learn something new, but they didn't really learn enough to
make it applicable.
Yeah.
I agree with your basically that they're throwing out an ad hom, and that tends to happen. And even the left does this. Again, I always go back to, and not everyone, but a lot of times on the left, they try to shut down like the points you're making. Instead of dealing with your actual position, they'll just call you a racist. And that way, even if they have no evidence to support that claim, they just go, you're a racist, because they don't want to deal with you. They don't want to actually like handle your position. And I call it across the fucking board. It's stupid. Don't do that shit.
God, trying to explain why DEI is bad.
Well,
just don't even bother. It's loaded.
So
there's some hills you just don't die on because the fight isn't worth it.
So it depends. So the problem with this topic is people get emotionally invested on both sides. And when you tie your identity to something like this, it's very hard for you to be objective. And so go ahead.
A good example is like abortion. People are so headstrong on that one way or another that if you believe the other, you're literally evil.
Yes, and the moment someone shows this, the moment someone shows that their identity is attached to that extent, for me personally, I'm no longer interested. You're not going to win that. It's a complete waste of fucking time.
Which I find it weird is the people who are anti-abortion are pro-death penalty. So they're pro-aborting a death.
I think I can explain the nuance there.
Funny, isn't it?
It's the fetus, the clump of cells, the parasite, the thing hasn't done anything. It hasn't committed onto something. Where killing someone for a state crime, that person has done something. They have committed a crime.
Not
They
always.
have.
They've
And
done
again, in an ideal system, I understand that like our justice system is far from perfect, and I'd rather not have state mandated murder unless we are sure. So more often than not, I'm not pro state mandated murder.
Mate,
Like
Christians
if
should
you're on
want to
video,
have abortions happen because then the fetus will go to heaven because it's innocent and has no sin.
Well,
That is what
Um,
is in their
conscious yet.
Bible. That is what is their fucking
I mean,
indoctrine.
that's one argument, but I'd make the case that like all life has potential value and that it's kind of evil and it feels evil
Value,
to just
value
kill
to
someone.
who? It's
But
not
should you
evil to
force?
your God.
Feels like I'm talking about my personal feelings. It feels evil, and
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
know, but
believe the
your
way I live.
personal
I
feelings are irrelevant. You have a
I feel it's
God
more
that
evil.
told you the
I was just
rules.
talking about my interpretation. I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anyone here. I was just saying what I
You're all
feel and
good,
what I
brother.
believe.
I'm just throwing a few flaws with the system, mate.
All
And
right,
stuff.
I got
We're all
you.
good.
Like right after Ohio banned abortion, there's a 9-year-old who was raped by her father. They forced that 9-year-old to carry that baby, or she had to go to another
Yeah,
state
how
after to get
sick
an
is
abortion.
that stuff?
That is disgusting. To force a 9-year-old.
No, and I agree. I'm
Like,
wood shepherd for the father, and even though I am pro-life, I believe in the exceptions of rape, incest, and jeopardy of the mother. I'm just the nuanced opinion of maybe we shouldn't use it like birth control.
They don't.
they don't.
They don't use
It's
abortion
misconception.
like birth control,
They
mate.
have
It is
Plan
never
B,
used for
condoms.
fucking birth
I mean,
control.
there's Plan B and
It is not
literally
a thing that the
abortion through.
woman wants to do to her body. She does not want to have an abortion by just going, oh, I decided not to have this fucking thing in me. Like it's really like it's way beyond that, mate. It is such a medical procedure and devastation to their body. They don't just choose it like a contraceptive when they could have done a fucking condom or a pill or a hormone thing, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you. Like I said, that was my nuanced opinion on the subject.
Yeah, you seem very moderate when it comes to that. Like I'm pro.
Yeah.
I'm pro-abortion and pro-death penalty. So I have no
Yeah.
problem with getting rid of unnecessary people.
Similar. Mate, a fetus doesn't even have a pain feedback loop until about 24 weeks.
Well,
And
they
that's
don't
the
even have
first
memories
feedback
until
loop
they're
that it gets.
5.
So that means, well, yeah, like it's not human if it can't register things.
You get kind of into a
outside.
slippery slope of justifying what's human, what's not human.
Yeah,
what's worth
the
seeing,
problem
what's not.
here, anytime I've ever heard this discussion, the problem is how you define life. And it's going to go all over the damn place. And this is one reason why I am, honestly, I'm kind of neutral on the subject. On many subjects, I'm far left. On some subjects, I go toward the right. When it comes to abortion, in my personal opinion, I think both sides have very valid points to make. I don't think that like all of it is like clearly like on one side, like this is the truth. I don't believe that, but
it
Well,
takes
and the
away the
Constitution-
woman's autonomy if you force her to not be able to have an abortion. She should be
under the
able to have the
Constitution,
right.
I agree
to-
with I agree with
no
that.
rights
So
until you're born.
so now we're not just going into abortion in general. We're talking about like the extreme, like
Women,
people being
health, right?
raped and stuff like that. Yeah, I agree with you on that 100%. But I think most people do
Chadwick,
as well.
you're a bit quiet too, brother. When you talk, we easily override you, man. Like it's
Well,
hard to hear.
This is another thing. There's 3 of us and there's 1 of him. So if it even
You need to
sounds
comfort.
like he's about to be making a point or something, do me a favor and not to be rude,
sure.
but try to let him go through, because I don't want this to be like this is the left-wing version and like
No,
then
exactly.
anytime a right-winger wants to come on, they're going to think twice because they think they're going to get talked over. And I
Oh
don't
no,
want that to happen.
I'm gonna let you know it's good. I haven't felt intimidated yet. So
I was talking about
Yes.
Gadwin. He's a bit quiet. Not JT anyway.
JT
So yeah, he
Yeah.
left, but I wanted to, before I forget, I want to address something. It might have been last live stream or the one before it. or maybe even before that. I suck with time. So I pulled up at the very beginning of the stream and had a quote from Donald Trump from like Time magazine claiming that he said, what was it? Fuck. I can't remember. This is important though, because I wanted to address this. It turns out it's a fucking hoax.
The
It
Tylenol thing?
was, no, not that. It was, oh yeah.
Okay.
If I'm ever going to join politics or whatever, this was in 1998 supposedly.
Oh yeah.
Then
The
I want to
Democrats.
join. Yes, I would like to join the Republicans because they're all fucking morons or some shit like that, and they'll
Oh,
believe
that People
anything.
magazine.
Yeah.
That
So
People
hold
magazine
on.
quote.
So it was fucking false. And
Yeah.
CNN actually fact checked it as false. So I didn't realize this. I jumped on it without fucking digging like I should have. And I just want to like publicly state it's bullshit. And it's very important that you don't just jump on shit just because you don't like a person. Like
I say it to see
go
if
ahead.
right wingers fact check it. And if they don't fact check it, I just let them believe it.
That's fair, but the problem is some people will fact check it, and the moment they do and you are considered the source of that or you spread it, you've lost all credibility from then on.
Oh, see, somebody in chat actually, I brought it up and they brought it out. I was like, "Hey, you're the first person to fact check that." I gave him a little round of applause and everything, but because I knew it was wrong. I got it right from a fact checking source that said, "Hey, this is this is incorrect. You never said this." But I still like to say it because it sounds so spot on for what Trump would say.
It does sound like something he would say.
Because he was a lifelong Democrat.
I think that's why I fucking like jumped on it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect. And then I started sharing it. And then after the fact, I looked into it and I didn't know. I thought it was true.
Trump was a lifelong Democrat until Obama got into office. And it was when a black man that shifted him to the right.
It does appear that way.
Well, that's when it started the whole birther bullshit and everything too.
That's true. That is true. I don't think that's a crazy opinion there. Tom, who are you, Tom?
Yo.
Do I know you? Have you involved yourself in chat in any way? I really don't want to have to delete somebody throwing their junk out. Don't get me wrong, I like junk all up in my face, but I don't want to get shut down. So you can send it to me privately.
Well, Austin, Trump's father was actually arrested when doing a KKK march in New York City. So Trump's father was a big KKK member. Like he gave lots of money to the KKK. He refused to give black people rent out to black people. Like Trump grew up with a very racist father, so I could see why he would be racist. Racism is handed down.
Hello, Tom. Who are you?
Oh, Stoner Snap Builds.
Okay, I didn't add you. I
Yep.
didn't add you right off because I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, sorry about that. I dropped and then I'm like, oh, I might as well just put my name in because I said I'm Tom. And like the YouTube name was just the YouTube from like 10 years ago, so it's not like a name I would go by.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
Put
cool.
the icon of Tom from MySpace on your thing.
Should. My YouTube icon is a little tinfoil hat. I was thinking about putting that on too, but like Tom from MySpace, that works. I'll figure that out and end up crashing it.
So do we have anything else? We've sort of already jumped around, and I'll allow it. I mean, I have allowed it. Do we have anything else on free speech that anyone wants to talk about?
Did you cover about how he labeled Antifa now a terrorist group? Which
I haven't. So that is important. I have a lot of things that I could say specifically about Trump. If we want to like turn this into free speech as it like pertains to the current situation, we can do that. He has done a lot, in my opinion. No president ever has attacked free speech more than Donald Trump has, and I can give numerous examples for that.
Oh yeah, like banning flag burning, which was already put as the Supreme Court has already said flag burning is a First Amendment right that cannot be infringed on. But then Trump right away, executive order, flag burning is now like years in prison now.
Yep. And I think it's a problem. I don't care what side you're on. And by the way, Ted Cruz said something similar recently, even though he's not on my side. In favor of Jimmy Kimmel, he basically said, I absolutely love that he got, and I'm paraphrasing, I have a bad memory, that he got shut down, that he thought it was funny or great or whatever. But he's like, once this sort of authoritarian sort of shit happens, conservatives will be attacked. And he's right. Like, this is bigger than just partisan shit. We cannot allow it to be okay for the state to determine what you can and can't say, or to control the press for that matter. And that's also related to free speech.
Well, that's the First Amendment. The government shall make no laws inhibiting freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
He already took down that statue too. That statue of him and Epstein in the mall. he had that taken down at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that just optically looks bad.
He's authoritarian. I mean, through and through. He's all about suppression. I mean, if you look at the definition of fascism, I mean, Trump checks every box pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, that's why I don't feel like I'm doing what I described earlier, like how people will just say racist just to shut people down when I call Donald Trump fascist. Like there's so much evidence. Like, it's almost like you pull out the definition and you go check, 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 and it's like everything.
Yep, there it is. Whole fucking definition of it.
Jesus, I got to read. Fucking, I look away for 2 minutes and I come back and there's
Jeez.
a fucking novel. I'm kidding.
The required reading, what the fuck? My third grade reading level doesn't allow me to do this. Fuck, where are my crayons?
Rage quit. Rage quit.
Oh, I pushed it. It must be on 2 streams because it came up twice. The same thing. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
I knew they were far right fascists. They don't often, hey.
Well, they don't want to be called that because they know it's a bad thing. They just don't want to be called it. It's like when you speak out against Putin and then all of a sudden you fall out a 7th floor window.
And it's in the actual definition in the dictionary, basically, that's right wing.
Yeah, it's straight up ultra right wing. It's the farthest you can be right wing is a fascist, and it's super authoritarian, ultra authoritarian.
By definition.
And we're still having to explain it to them. For fuck's sake.
Well, it's going to soon be removed from the dictionary, probably. And a turning point now is being installed in all high schools. The push patriotism bullshit.
It's definitely 1984 novel time when they can.
It was not a cookbook.
That we learn from.
So I wanted to.
I really liked the 2 minutes of hate. That was a great part. 2 minutes of hate from 1984. Get mad at the screen and yell at it for 2 minutes.
Why are we talking about looking better than Melody? Like, why is that relevant to anything?
I don't think she does. She looks hoggish to me.
I would apologize, but the moment you publicly comment on someone's appearance and someone shuts you down, like, you kind of deserved it. So I want to quickly go over this ACLU free speech deal, because I think they're very valid points. I'm not going to go through all of it, but it's basically their points. The First Amendment protects the rights to free speech, belief, and association. Censorship doesn't change minds, but open conversation and debate do. Now, pausing for a moment, a lot of people on the right would claim that that's what Charlie Kirk did. Now, that's perfectly fine. I disagree. I don't think that's what he was doing, but we can agree to disagree on that. We can talk about it more if you want. But anyway, for the sake of this, I'm going to move on. American law does not recognize hate speech as a legal category. That one's very important. The government cannot and should not respond to violence by infringing on First Amendment rights. And typically, this is important too. Historically, that's what fascists sort of like leadership does. They'll either fabricate a sort of emergency or they'll leap on something that like could be pushed as like, oh my God, this is an emergency when it's really not, in order to like latch on to power.
Well, learn
And,
about the Hitler and the rise of Hitler, how they suppressed, like the Weimar Republic, how he suppressed and went after
Yep.
trans people, gay people, and then anybody else that didn't agree with him. He just
Yeah,
started a checklist.
and that's what I'm talking about. It's almost identical in how it cropped up. It's not like boom, fascism. It's very like little steps. And it's happening in almost the exact same way, in very similar way. Like, I don't think it's a stretch to be like, dude, well, like fascism right now, like this is fucking dangerous.
But the good thing about fascism is it's like a snake eating its tail. It's going to choke on it and die.
Yeah, well, yes,
Or
fascism will always fail no matter what, but it can cause a lot of fucking damage in a short
Yeah.
period of time. It could take
Yeah.
decades to fucking rebuild what, even right now,
yeah.
in my opinion, what Trump
Mate,
is
you've already
destroying.
set yourself 100 years back with your medicine vaccine bullshit. Like,
I agree. I agree.
Which
that's going to take a hell of a long time to recover from. And if fucking measles and all that shit starts spreading again, that's 200 years back. But it took a long time to get rid of these diseases with the vaccines.
Not even things like that, but like, did you see the screw flies back? It's a fly that feeds on, like, if you have an open wound, it will crawl in your wound, start eating your body and lay eggs in you. We pushed this all the way down to Panama. We had it to where you never see those screw flies anywhere in America anymore. And now he cut funding to that program, and now we're already starting to see him come up and through Texas and stuff.
Yeah, and that's
So
just
pretty
that's
quick,
one
8 months.
exactly. That's one small example of a great bigger picture, and this is happening across the board with like cutting USAID, cutting all of these things that are public good services that are very important. Even like trying to take down NPR, all of this is very important, and there's always unintended consequences, or maybe it's intended. I can't really gauge his intent, but the point is either he's evil or he's incompetent. One or the other. And like at this point, it doesn't really matter. We're just arguing over fucking like
Stupid
semantics.
people tend to be evil because they like through history. Stupid people are the ones that destroyed society.
Well, true, but
It's simpler than that, man.
So
I think it's far simpler. You had a lot of money going into these systems that were helping to make the multitude of people's lives run better. And these evil rich cunts at the top were thinking, how can we get our grubby little hands on that? And
I agree. I agree
that
with
was
you.
exactly what Elon did. He cut everything to try to get $1 trillion for a tax cut.
I agree, but they're not mutually exclusive. Both can be true at the same time. I think it's a combination. And I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. And I can't remember where I was going with that.
It's all his.
I think greed runs those cunts. And that's about it, basically. Everything can be. Yeah, it's a bit too simplistic, isn't it? I can do better.
Well, something simple isn't necessarily wrong. It's just, I mean, sometimes you just don't know any more than that, and it doesn't mean what you claimed is invalid in some way. Unless
I'm slack and lazy, so I like to be slightly better off than just average. But it gets to a point pretty quick when, man, I've got enough. I don't need that much more.
Well, here in America, it's the boomer generation. They are so narcissistic that they want everything for themselves, and most of them are dying off right now, and they want to take it all with them. So they were like, if I can't have it, nobody should have it, and they basically want to burn the whole system down because they can't take it with them.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing as well, and that's also a major problem. Like all together, like we have so many fires to put out right now, and we don't have the power to really do much because everything is fucking against us. And that's why, like, I hate to say it, but unless something massively changes, I don't think there's going to be a possibility other than revolution.
Well, I think this World War III that's about to kick off, if it hasn't already started, I mean, we've already have nations rolling troops to Russia.
By the way, I haven't had a chance to look at those yet. If you could quickly summarize those videos, like what the hell's going on with World War III?
Well, basically, Trump
Yeah.
said, Poland, you have the right to shoot down anybody who enters your airspace. Any NATO partner can shoot down any Russian assets that enter their airspace. And Russia
man.
took that as a threat, and Russia has now said that they are now at war with NATO.
So hold on. They directly said they're at war with them?
Yeah, Russia media and the Kremlin has said that they're now at war with NATO.
Damn. Okay.
And right after that, we found 2 bombers with 2 fighter escorts off the coast of Alaska. Denmark had 7 drones, Russian drones, flying over their airports and stuff. Poland has had many drones come down in their land. Estonia had fighter jets enter their airspace. Denmark, or not, I said France had found a drone. Germany just today had drones in their airspace.
What
So
the
they're all
fuck
mobilizing.
what is Russia thinking? They don't have the
They're
manpower.
testing. They're trying to provocate.
But why now? Like, wouldn't it be more intelligent to finish with Ukraine first?
We're dealing with a psychopath. If he's losing power in Russia, Russia right now is in revolution again. Basically, they ran out of fuel because Ukraine took down all their basically fuel processing center areas, all their oil industry. Basically, they just blew everything the fuck up. So now there's massive shortages of fuel all across Russia, and the people now, this is what caused them actually to rebel, are protesting all over Russia, and he's being backed into a corner. And if he's going to fear that he's going to die, I fear he's going to do something really rash and go hot.
Yeah, I think we're in a very precarious position right now. And I do believe that Putin has the personality or the temperament that once he realizes that there's no winning, and that will happen, there's a high likelihood he's going to go nuclear. And
yep. And they have 5,500 nukes.
Yep. So some of them have been shown to be faulty and probably won't work, but it only takes like one. And the moment he launches, it's already over because we have things set up to where it's all interconnected. The moment we detect a fucking nuclear, even an
Star Wars
attempted,
system made by Ronald Reagan.
And it will
another
be
thing
over.
is they found, well, there was the Spanish prime minister, they're not prime minister, but the military basically chief or something like that. She was flying to Estonia, and Russia tried to jam her plane of all communications and everything, her GPS, but her plane actually ran off a military satellite. And so that was another provocation. And they detected 2 military satellites up in orbit, lower orbit, that has Russia satellites basically going after them, trying to dismantle them.
Damn.
So it's looking like it's going to
Space
try to
crime.
hot.
I have such a hard time, like I get distracted so easily, but actually now I'm hyper focused on Trump because of mainly selfish reasons.
Well,
so it's really hard for me to get the bigger picture at the same time.
And Trump and Hegseth called an emergency meeting of 800 generals and admirals to a military base in Virginia. Called all generals from 1 star all the way to the top, all admirals.
Is that rare? I don't understand.
That's
Yes,
never
that
been
is
done.
rare.
It's going to the war room.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're
planning
sitting at the
war.
green table talking about, oh shit, what do we do?
Yep, and also we're starting probably a war with Venezuela at the same fucking time.
Well,
dude, it's like Doctor Strangelove, but real life.
Well, I have a problem with that because it all goes back to evidence. Trump claims that he was, at least originally, he was attacking drug traffickers. He provided no evidence for this at all. So for all by the way, that's illegal, even if that were true.
Well, it's
he can't do that.
He blew up.
I know. I was going to add that as well, but that's how it began. And now he just keeps on. Some people are saying it's to detract from the Epstein files. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's in part. And then he also, if we do go to wartime, he gets special powers, which basically he can stay in office indefinitely.
I could see that.
I naively and optimistically hope for the better, and that they won't let Ronald McDonald rule the world.
Well, I think the generals would end up taking him out, or some CIA or something, because he's.
I believe there's too much pushback for him to go full tilt. But Russia going World War III ain't great.
Russia's just
Oh.
insane at this point. They've lost like 2 million troops, 25,000 tanks, and other vehicles of the similar style.
The war with Ukraine has just been an ongoing humiliation.
It has,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm so like, what the fuck that he's trying to escalate with the rest of NATO. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're not prepared for this.
Because then he can have the proper excuse to use nukes.
I could see that. That could be the case.
Because he did launch dummy warheads at Ukraine. I watched those ballistic missiles come down. I mean, there would be no. It looked like streaks of lightning coming out of the sky whenever he used his ballistic missiles.
Damn, that's a much bigger deal than our issues here in the United States. That's for sure. That's something I need to be focused on.
Yeah, once
Preemptively nuke Russia.
Well, that's France's actually.
I hate to say
policy.
it, but I agree.
France has a policy of nuke first, ask questions later. If they have a perceived that they're going to get nuked in any way, they're straight up just going to nuke anybody.
No, the French are violent and overreactive. I'm sorry, it's a little
France
racist.
only lost one battle really, and that was Napoleon when he tried to go England. And Napoleon the world at one time.
The meme that they are all French-eating surrender monkeys is ridiculous. They are very crazy and violent when they have to be.
Well,
like war is no joke.
I don't see it as like this is the French. I see it as just like Americans, by the way. There's period. Like it's not like this is how they are and it stays the same all the time. It's like it's like a pendulum. So like right now, they've been pushing a massive like modern weaponry campaign for years now and putting massive funding behind it. And go ahead.
Like the French Foreign Legion, I don't know if you ever heard of them. Like they take in foreigners. They don't care what your crimes are, what your background is. You can join them. You get a new identity, everything. And they're like mercenary group that they send around the world taking out narco terrorists and shit like that. Like France has always been pretty military focused. You just don't hear about it.
Right. That's true.
Doesn't do good PR.
Well, it's more like a black.
Yeah.
They don't get put in the media. The French Foreign Legion are basically like a black op.
Section 31. Gotcha. To throw a pebble in the pond, what do you guys think about the Tylenol issue?
I think it's retarded on every level.
Like moron,
I think it is autistic. I agree.
Well, it's funny he goes after a brand name of a methaceron, or I can't think of the fucking word of it.
Yeah, the brand name of the medicine. But like, I'm devil's advocate here. Tylenol, the brand name, has even said pregnant women shouldn't take our medicine without doctor's recommendation. So it's not that. Like, this is the biggest distraction over everything else because it's a nothing burger saying pregnant women shouldn't take Tylenol. Yeah, no shit. When you're pregnant, you double check everything.
That's the point here. There's
so
no scientific link to
Tylenol.
Yeah.
Well,
I tried to commit suicide with Tylenol once. 500 tablets. Like, it is not a
it kills people. Have you seen the TikTok challenge? The take Tylenol to own Trump. Like, he says, no, you shouldn't. And they will take it. Pregnant women are taking it. Like, I was listening to a news thing. This nurse said that a woman was admitted to the ER and died. And the baby is in, like, whatever. Because she took a whole bunch of fucking Tylenol to be like, it's not dangerous. Or whatever dumb shit.
Now, that's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
but I agree, saying it prevents autism is equally as heinous and evil.
Well, the problem is there's absolutely no scientific link to autism and Tylenol. Period. Like none.
That's
Zero.
Right.
It's it's fucking FDR Jr. being a retard, like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean, the guy that had brain worms said some weird shit. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but it's not just.
It's like the biggest.
I agree, but it's not just like it's a guy that had brain worms. It's a guy who had brain worms.
He has way too much power.
That constantly, that pushes conspiracy theories constantly, and is the fucking in the highest seat of health in the country. That's a problem.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone can actually understand what he says.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard to
Uh,
even.
I try. It's like, I'll get vaccines.
If there's any good thing to come of Trump, in my opinion, it's going to bring the right and the left at least a little closer together. And what I mean, the real right, because he's so fucking crazy and done so much fucked up shit that even a lot of Republicans disagree with.
Yeah,
That like,
I think a lot.
once he's gone, that we're going to be a lot
Yeah.
closer than we've ever been.
Well, we have Dr. Oz too. He's another one that's in the office now too.
Yeah.
Trump put Dr. Oz, a fucking TV doctor that had his shit pulled.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
What
at least
about
it's not Dr. Phil. I mean,
He's a big right winger too.
yeah, no, Dr. Phil. They want to put him on ice. Never mind.
They did already. I don't know if he's officially iced, but he was like televised as going around with them,
Yep.
busting people. Like,
Wow.
what the
Well,
Kind of like Seagal as a cop.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
fuck?
they need to
Wow.
not do the media circus shit.
And they're all in it for the clout.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
problem I have with it is like, it's not just that it's right wing and I'm against right wing. It's that no one has any qualifications. It's just like they're chosen because they're yes people. Their loyalty to Trump is the only fucking bar that they have to pass.
And that's
That-
another thing with the fascism definition, ultra loyal people. It's all about loyalty to the leader, the Führer.
And that's why I called it ahead of time. This is like everybody was like, well, Trump was the president the first term, and that wasn't like an ultimate catastrophe because there were people there who fucking fought against his shit. There were generals that was like, Mr.
Yeah,
Trump,
Pence was helpful because he was kind of countering the crazy, and now we have
Yes.
Vance, who is
and Trump
definitely
learned
an
from
ass
that.
kisser.
Well, all of Trump learned.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that,
Don't have a non-loyalist.
He made
But
sure.
at the same time, everyone attacked him constantly. You would surround yourself with only loyalists after that.
Well,
That's
he flooded the
yeah.
zone with bullshit, and that was his
Yeah.
goal, to flood the zone.
Yep.
Well, he did use that, and that's actually a pretty smart tactic. He probably didn't come up with it himself, but like I think the goal was to just throw so much shit so quickly. Courts can't keep up, like the press can't keep up. Everybody goes in freeze mode. They don't know what to do because how do you fucking fight like 10 different things at one time?
And social media does not help, like Fox News, especially too.
That's true. It even happened to me. I'm like, dude, I had to keep fucking shutting down and couldn't watch the news because it's like every day there's like 10 more things that Trump did that like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It started with.
Oh my god! Can I tell you, best thing for my mental health was to disconnect from cable TV. I still get my news, but I don't have the cycle news that like just riles you up. Get your important shit, get the local shit, but don't let it become an obsession because you'll just spiral into depression and insanity. And like at some point, either side, you just wake up after spiraling so hard and go, "I need to do something," and we don't want to get to that.
I fell for Alex Jones back in like 2008 when he was doing this whole thing about CDC was going to kill everybody. They had all these coffins and shit, and I kept watching him because I like Ron Paul too, and Ron Paul was with him at doing the anti-Fed shit, like end the Federal Reserve, which I do think that we do need to get rid of the Federal Reserve.
It's kind of like a broken clock thing. He says a lot of crazy shit, and then in between he'll say some shit. You're like, yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense.
Well,
sometimes then after a while, I was like, yeah, this guy's crazy.
Yes, but
and then the Sandy Hook shit came up, and it's like, fuck.
Well, he's also he's intelligent enough to. I don't think he actually believes the things he says. For one, I don't think he's really that crazy. I think it's performative to make money, and I could be wrong. But like,
I sincerely believe that.
You believe what?
No, I'm sorry. No, I was going to make a joke about turning the freaking frogs gay. Like, no.
That's what I was going to bring up. So it's based it's based on.
Yeah, it's actual science. Yeah.
No, hold on. It's not true that they're turning frogs gay. It's
asexual.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, but frogs and fish can change their sex depending on environmental. So if there's not enough males, a female can turn into a male, and vice versa.
Right. So it's important to note that, for one, what Gads just said. Also, there's no evidence that there's any application to humans whatsoever, and that's what Alex Jones was trying to push. But it is true that it was making them asexual. That's chemical. That is true.
And a lot of that actually is from birth control.
Like I said, broken clocks are sometimes right.
That's true.
You got to look at the public
we're
water
having this
systems.
conversation.
So
It's
you
funny.
have all these people taking medications, and they urinate
Oh,
out
yeah.
their medication. It goes through the water treatment plant, but it doesn't get a lot of that stuff out, and then it gets dumped into the water in the rivers and such. And then so
Yeah,
you got
all
birth control, cancer drugs, like all kinds of shit going into the water supply that they can't actually remove because the particles are too small.
Yep.
I remember hearing in the news a couple years ago that cocaine was found in the water in Metro Detroit because of the excessive use of cocaine.
Dude,
What
they
the
find
hell?
that in our water all the time. They do such intricate examination of the sewage waters from all of the main fucking systems, like cities. Like they're detecting far more chemicals than just cocaine, brother. Like they can. Like, I'm obviously going to say meth and all that, but they can do all the prescription ones and everything. It blows me
Definitely a problem.
away what they detect from our sewage water supplies and the data that they get from us. You want to look into that a lot deeper because I got nothing concise to sort of tell you here, but it's far more than just cocaine, brother.
Well, my question
Oh, no,
would be,
I believe you.
the amount that we ingest,
sorry, I don't
is
mean
it dangerous? That's the
going
question.
forceful, sorry.
It's all good.
You're good.
Like, that's what I don't know. And I would like to know the answer to that before I have any sort of fear. Like the amount that we likely ingest from our water supply, is it dangerous in any way, shape, or form? I would assume no, but like maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I have well water here. So, but a lot of your bottled water, it's actually filled from a public source. So if it says from a public source, that means it's tap water from like any city. And so a lot of times that's in your bottled water too.
Well, like I said, like what matters here, at least in my opinion, is what is the proportion? Like if it's such a tiny little amount that it has absolute like no discernible side effect, then I'm not too
there's
concerned.
like no toxic level really, because it's like everything. There's a toxic level of everything. And
I'm on that way of thinking. It's not going to have any effect, surely, but I'm just amazed they can detect it at all.
Oh,
because
yeah.
of that same factor too, you know. Like,
just as a source of information that I didn't know, it's definitely interesting, but I'm personally not concerned.
Which, I mean, fluoride, they put fluoride in water, which is known to be a toxin to the human body. Like Nazis did a lot of testing. A lot of their chemical weapons were using fluoride.
To clean our teeth.
Yeah, that's the biggest. It lowers birth rates in people and causes like it dumbs people down.
Really?
Yep.
It also saves a hell of a lot on the price of dentistry.
Which you
it keeps your teeth white. Yep.
But there's better ways to strengthen your teeth. Like the whole myth about like milk. You need to drink milk to strengthen your teeth.
Calcium.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the most important factor I've ever learned is semen. Like male semen. You just fucking put that shit like right across your grill and let it sit for like maybe 15, 30 minutes. You'll never have whiter teeth in your life. I'm just telling you.
And then bleach your butthole after.
By the way, I've got to frickin' use the bathroom. We've got, while we have a breaking point, I've got 35 minutes roughly, and we'll be shutting down. So if you have something that you haven't brought up that you've been holding on to or whatever, you might want to get it out here soon. I'll be right back. Please don't pull your dick out.
Elon Musk and Trump went and had a look at all the gold in Fort Knox, and apparently there wasn't any there. Was that true or not?
Well, see,
I am not surprised at all.
So in 1970s, they did that whole reveal where they had let the cameras come in and film it all because they wanted people to think that the gold was going to stay there. After they did that whole interview, there's noted of truckloads and train loads, multiple train loads of leaving Fort Knox. So they emptied that bitch out after they took us off to the gold standard because they no longer needed that reserve of gold. And then they started like sending it everywhere. Because up until 1973, it was illegal for people to own gold.
Yeah, I knew of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
FDR made it illegal to own gold because during the war, the state can come in and take all your gold. They did it during the Civil War and during World War II. They did it where anybody had gold, basically had to turn it over to the government. Silver as well. It's one of the wartime powers.
Man.
So I guess they'll probably do it here again. If we go to the war, I could definitely see Trump confiscating all the gold again.
He's used it all to make his buildings.
Do you see how gaudy the White House, the round room is now? His office. Everything's fucking gold.
I'm not surprised at all. We're honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he painted the White House gold.
Well, I mean, he's already building a stupid ballroom. Like the guy is so out of touch with the average American.
Yep.
How long until he dies?
Well, he's 80.
Old age.
Yeah, he's
Shortly. He can't be. His health can't be great.
Yeah, but he could be in for 20. Fuck. He's not going to drop out of power even when he's crumbly.
Oh, he'll do like Reagan did, where they pushed him around in a wheelchair for like the last year and a half of his presidency. Like he was a vegetable, Reagan was, but yet they're all like, Biden can't talk, blah, he shouldn't be president. You guys literally had a president that couldn't even fucking talk, period.
That was in a chair, yeah. They just need to put his head in a jar like in Futurama, and then give him a robot body. He'll be fine.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's
like, so if your point was that there's some hypocrisy going on, I completely agree, but I don't know exactly where you're going with that, but I do agree that fucking Biden was showing serious signs of cognitive decline.
I'm for a law, just like we have, you can't become president unless you're like 30, 35, that you shouldn't be allowed to be president if you're over 55.
I
could agree with that.
Now,
I don't know if I'd go that low, but I agree generally with what you're saying.
Well,
your capitalism will keep that one not happening, though, because they have more money the older they get,
the average
more defense from making it happen.
65. Mm-hmm. So pretty much everybody that makes the laws is already over that age. Extremely. Like, Congress and senator in their 70s.
World's youngest boomer.
Yeah, and I would say term limits for senators, congressmen, governors, like, you can only run once. Like, you have lifelong senators. That's pretty much like Mitch McConnell has been in there for like 40 years, and he just keeps getting elected.
That's another thing that I feel strongly about. Not like Congress, everything, especially the Supreme Court. We need term limits for fucking everything because it's just pure fucking corruption. Pure fucking corruption.
Yeah. Nothing but corruption. Term limits, people getting into public service and then getting out of it richer. It's just pure corruption from top to bottom.
Trading.
Insider trading.
It's the revolving door is what it is. So they have some power. They can pull some strings for corporations. And then as soon as they retire from public office, they have a job on the board of those corporations.
Yep.
Nancy Pelosi is a good example. And again, just because I'm on the left doesn't mean I'm going to fucking like treat people differently. Nancy Pelosi is fucking evil. I do not stand by her.
Nope. Yep. And then I say the same thing on the right. There's a lot of people on the right I hate just as vehemently.
Yep.
There is the worst.
I agree. But there's one person, and you may disagree with me, you leftists with me here. I actually respect Rand Paul. He's a libertarian on the right, but I like that he actually has values. Like even if I disagree with him, he tends to stick with his values, and he'll double down and even fight people on his own side for them. At least that's what I get.
The only one I seen really do that was that Kensington, the guy you did a video of here not long ago.
Oh yeah, I think that got shut down. But anyway,
because he was the only one that was besides Cheney's daughter that went on that panel about the January 6th stuff. Mm-hmm. He's the only one that stood up against the Republican Party.
Well, that's what I mean. In my experience, he's done that a lot. Like so from what I've heard, there are two people that all lobbyists know not to even try to fuck with, and that's Bernie Sanders and Rand Paul. You cannot buy them. And that's what I mean by they actually have values. And so
Rand had
again,
his father. Ron Paul was a great politician. I
right.
supported him. I was actually a right winger. I supported Ron Paul for years before Bernie Sanders got into the spotlight.
hmm
Who's
I don't
Ron
know much
Paul? I've
about his
never heard of
father.
him.
Yeah.
I'm Aussie though.
Ron Paul is
Um,
for editing the Fed. He was actually for like logical things, like to make the country a better place, and
that's why I
he got run
respect him.
out.
Oh, you're talking about his father?
Yeah, Ron Paul.
I don't know a lot about him, honestly.
He was a big edit the Fed, edit the Pentagon, and audit them. And
So
like,
he was also a libertarian?
yeah.
Okay. Like, I can get behind a lot of that. Like, I'm a libertarian left. So, like, I can
same.
I can agree with a lot of those points. Now, there's
Yeah,
a lot of
fine.
things I disagree with, but he's not like I'm going to attack you and smear you. That's what politics are now. Like, in my opinion, back in the fucking 40s, 50s, and 60s, like, we actually had dialogue. You would actually go up and debate. Now it's all about how much shit you can dig up on your opponent and just fucking smear them.
Kinda. I mean, if you go back to McCarthyism,
That's
whenever
true.
everybody's being tried for being communist, people were afraid to
That's true.
like
That's a
you didn't
valid point.
speak about like I was raised where you don't talk about religion, politics, and something else at the dinner table or anything like that, like money
Sex, religion, or politics.
and money. You don't talk about any of them.
Yeah. Don't talk about people's money.
Yeah, that's a good point. I completely forgot about McCarthyism. But in general, I think it's true. Like, you would see talk shows and they would like have discussions and it would be like right versus left. And they would like actually sit down and talk. And at the end, they would shake hands and they would be like, we completely disagree, but I completely agree with your right to hold your stance and all. And I don't think it was all bullshit.
Well,
I
'cause
really
they
do
got rid of
believe
the
that.
law. There was a law actually mandating that. So
Really?
basically, every I can't think what it's called now. The Fairness Act, I think, or Fairness Doctrine. Basically, every news network had to be bipartisan. They couldn't be, one side or the other. They had to bring people in from both sides and be equal.
So
It was,
I didn't know that. So maybe that has a lot to do with it.
yeah, it was part of the Fox News rise. After Nixon and all that stuff, they got rid of the Fairness Doctrine.
William
I blame
Buckley.
the
Go ahead.
Crossfire show. I may make another joke that it was the cross. You remember the Crossfire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that literally started political division because it was literally have your opponent on and yell and scream and blood sports type argue debate bullshit. So I think that kind of ratcheted up the temperature. As like, if we want to look towards the starting point, that might be it too.
Maybe.
It crossed my mind that like at some point it stopped being okay. Here's a podium for you to say your opinion. Now it's let's shout each other down.
Yeah, and like regardless of how it started, we have to find a way to get back to actual logical discussion because this shit, it's just not working.
Well, and that's what Fox News wanted. So whenever Richard Ailes and them, after Nixon was thrown out for the Watergate scandal, that's when they started up Fox News and try to get rid of all the things where they had bipartisan, and made it so they could take over. That's when they started putting flags on everything, calling themselves the Patriots, using Christianity.
So how did they enforce that? Like, how did they control like the media, for example? How did they make sure that it was?
Well, it was FCC, and I mean, as part of the regulations, just like you can't curse and you couldn't say a lot of things. Like, so everybody just kind of followed the rules.
I don't know much about it, but like I could see where that would be a good idea, but I could also see where that could be misused and like turned into tyranny. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle there. I don't understand much about it. You seem to know a lot more about this than I do.
Well, I used to listen to my uncle. We always listen to Rush Limbaugh in the work truck every day. I had to listen to that bullshit, and so they were like, "Yeah, it's great. The fairness doctrine's gone." So, because that's how Rush Limbaugh came about. He was another one that helped push the right wing narrative a lot.
Oh, speaking of kind of jumping into a slightly related topic, but speaking of like fucking losing free speech, did you hear that they've literally made it legal to just profile people according to race now?
Yep,
like
Supreme Court.
You can literally go, hey, there's a dude and he's black. Pull him over. Yep. Like, it's legal. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
The fascism, we're watching fascism rise. And this is all in the Project 2025 playbook. I mean, everything Trump's doing is exactly what that guy who actually is under Trump right now. He's part of Trump's cabinet. The guy that wrote it.
I've flip flopped on the Project 2025 thing. At one point, I started with he's definitely on board with Project 2025, and then I went there's I think that like the left are like making it this big thing to smear Trump, but I don't think he actually knows anything about it. And now, of course, I'm way back on my original position again.
Go to Project 2025 checker, and it has a like a checklist. Basically, it's a bunch of boxes with all the rules and things that they want to implement, and it highlights every one of them that he's fulfilled.
I read through it for about half an hour on the end of one of my streams a few back with one of my mates. He's also anti-Trump. And yeah, we were just going through the list, and I was just pointing out some ones that struck out as like what they're taking away from you guys. And
Right.
it's really full on shit. And especially the EPA shit, what they can dump and stuff like that as well.
Yep.
It's rape the environment, rape the civilians.
Well, he's essentially selling out the country.
And my family.
Right. Yeah. He's selling out the country for his own personal
resources, and he's trying to get it into either his account or his family account. And if he can't do that, then his billionaire friends' accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what tariffs are doing too.
Basically.
Tariffs
are a standard fucking feudal system fucking setup. This is all it is.
Yep.
He'll be like the king perspective. The other billionaires are like the dukes, and fucking everything else will suffer under the scraps being thrown down to them. Well, and the only way they go up is to suck up. Huh?
Under the projections of GDP, we're going negative GDP this year. China canceled all soybean contracts. Like, I forget how many billions of dollars.
That's a big one. Big.
And basically, they're cutting. Basically, countries all around us that we traded with for decades are cutting all contracts with America. So we're just going to have surpluses of food that's going to rot because farmers for decades grew plenty of the food so that way we could export it, use it for our soft power and also profit.
Yep. And there's a lot of people that I've heard, at least, not all, of course, but some people on the right are like, yeah, I don't see any connection. Are you serious? Like, this is directly because of Trump's fucking moves. Directly. Yep. And like we're a laughing stock now.
And all that kind of shit. So they can make the superconductors needed for your AI chips and your drone fucking tactical
Taiwan.
Missiles and all that shit.
Well,
yeah, but it's not going to be for USA, is it? So USA's just bit like they're fucking themselves up because China has access to all of this already, and we know it. And it's right at their doorstep, and USA does exactly.
You're right. You're absolutely right that it's fucking America over. But what I think many people, I'm not talking about you, but many people don't realize is not everyone's a patriot. Trump does not give a fuck about the United States of America. He will sell out every single person in this fucking country. That's true. He does have to play a game and walk a tightrope in order to maintain power. But he obviously just doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself. And as a result, it's no different than like we've taken over countries before and like installed puppet dictators, and we pay them and make them wealthy, just them, and take up all the resources and shit. So the country's fucked. It's kind of the same idea. Just like no one has installed Trump that I know of, but it's the same idea. He just don't give a fuck.
There is.
I absolutely agree. And in the 50 years, once you're left of the skeletal system of United States remaining, that's when China or Russia, well, not Russia, they'll be fucked by then. China or India will come in and take over.
Well, China, China's already in position. I don't see anyone overtaking them right now.
Yeah, they went from in the 90s to a bunch of small fishing villages after dealing with Mao killing off 90 million people. And Mao kind of did the same thing. Mao Zedong, when he was in power, he basically had all his people growing food and then taking that food from them and selling it and putting the money in his own pocket and letting his people starve.
Also melt down the tools for weapons and munitions.
Yep. He used all his money for what he wanted, his palaces, everything, military, but didn't give anything.
They're doing similar now by turning their own kind into slaves for Timu, aren't they? And the other similar style things.
Oh man,
China's pretty good, actually. China actually has pretty decent. I mean, you can't be, publicly outspoken against the leadership, but I mean, they're pretty
To
Well,
my
strict. But
knowledge, it was
also,
pretty harsh with their workers for their mega
like
corporations.
China got rid of
and
like
that's
physical money decade ago already. Like people just use their cell phones. You go somewhere, you just scan your phone, and it pays for everything. Like everybody's provided homes, like healthcare for everybody, food. Like if you need food, you can easily get food. They don't have homeless people like America does.
True. I would say there's pros and cons, of course. I agree with pretty much everything you said. However, that one thing is a very big deal. That one thing of like, you have no voice. You're the collective, and the state tells you what you think because and that's a big deal to me.
They have a long history of rebellions, like civil wars. One of the most bloody civil wars ever was over a guy calling himself the brother of Jesus Christ, and it ended up with 20 to 30 million people dying in this one civil war.
Damn.
Wow.
So, and China is formed and broke apart like 9 different times. So they're very strict on keeping rebellion down.
I could see that, but like I don't agree with the methodology. Like if you, in my opinion, this of course just me, in my opinion, you do not have a valid stance if you have to shut down freedom of the press and freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, or freedom of speech. If you have to control that, then I don't care what good you do, whatever, that you're hiding shit. Otherwise, you wouldn't do that. Like,
how do you control 1.3 billion people?
Well, to some extent,
not rebelling.
Well, if they want to rebel, then the democratic approach would be they should, and they should succeed.
That's right.
But then that would
they
be
only want to rebel because you haven't
broken down.
educated them enough. If you educate people enough, they'd have more of a uniform or
I agree.
universal.
I agree. So the problem would be, and maybe this is where Gadwin's going.
Of viewpoint.
Right. Well, I could see like on the other end, like for instance, what we're dealing with, in my opinion, now in the United States, is because there's a bunch of people that want something doesn't necessarily mean that it's better for the most people. People can be manipulated, in fact, pretty easily. So that's the issue, is propaganda. Look, so how would you keep propaganda from fucking taking over and manipulating people in China, I guess would be the question. And I don't know the answer to
corruption.
That. I mean, look how many people in America are calling for civil war and all kinds of things like that, and then multiply that by like 5.
Yeah, exactly. I understand, Gads. I don't have the answer that you're seeking. But it should be the bigger version, like of population, shouldn't make a difference. Exactly, Mal, and that's what I started with, educate them. But,
I agree. I think
like
that's
the quantity should not matter if you have the correct structure and system there in the first place.
I think they're getting
the
there.
system should grow with the people.
Now.
Like, I think they're nice to some people.
It's hard to tell.
I don't think they're nice to the Uyghurs.
Oh yeah, those poor Muslims.
But well, hold on, I'm still
kind of like concentration camp bad, right?
Well, hold on, I'm not defending China in any way, shape, or form, but I still stand by my earlier comment. There's no evidence to suggest that they've done any sort of crazy shit with Uyghurs in those camps. It's always like hearsay and like people with like anecdotal experiences.
Third-party testimonies.
So, by the way, I'm not defending them because maybe it is true. All I'm saying is we don't know that for a fact. That's all I'm saying.
Just optically, it looks bad to have re-education camps.
That's true. That's true. And I'll agree with that 100%.
Russia has them too. I mean, America's done the same. We're doing it now. With
I know.
Miss McMahon, she just put out a video about how they're going to be pushing all this bullshit now in all high schools. Pro-patriotism and all this shit.
I disagree with that 100%. I don't give a fuck what it is. China, Russia, America, I don't care. Any sort of re-education camp type shit, that's clearly some authoritarian crap. Like, absolutely. Focus on education.
Re-education with electricity. Sorry.
It's like Clockwork Orange, man. You prop the eyes open and make them watch the propaganda film.
Well, no,
over and over again.
They starve
That's why Clockwork Orange is evil.
That's not the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should watch Clockwork Orange in 1980.
I love that fucking movie.
Animal
and-
Farm's another good one.
I haven't seen Animal Farm.
That's a book, I think. I don't know if they made a movie of that or not.
I've heard
Yeah,
about
cartoon.
it.
I think it's
Yeah,
on.
it's good. It's the
Sounds
one
great.
the animals like the Nazis, isn't it?
The animals become more people than are they?
Well,
God,
that's
it's
like,
kind of like
Pigs are the
authoritarian.
Nazis, though. Yeah,
Okay, it's not
exactly.
quite-
They become.
Sorry.
They think they're more important than the other animals, and that's just the difference between.
the animals rise
It's
up
the
against the master.
Yeah, it's the they don't rise up against the master. They become the master of the other animals and become just as bad as the master.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
just
the
power
prisoner
control.
guard dilemma.
So
Yeah,
what
They
is
became the guard.
It is interesting. It is good. There's a
What-
cartoon.
Yeah. That's the main point of it.
They
Yeah.
actually made. I just looked. They made a live film of it. It came out in 1999. It's actual. It's on Google it and it comes up for free.
Animal Farm?
Yeah, well, live.
I'm gonna watch that. That's sounds like some really good shit.
Yeah, I'll send it over to you.
All right. What's going on in private chat?
It's even in 4K, AI remastered.
Nice.
The
AI
AIs.
is gonna take us. The AI is gonna kill us here in by 2030, though. So
I'm
Hey,
100%.
Anyone else a
on board.
robophobe in here?
What?
Anyone else a robophobe? Those clankers?
it's
I'm-
They're
been
going to
like-
take over the world.
It's,
Take my job.
Robots is a little different, but AI, I am 100. I
Yeah.
already go ahead and make the
Thinking
claim
machines.
right now. It's over. We're past the point of return. Like, there's no off ramp, in my opinion. China is fighting to maintain its position. They're going to push AI to the max, and we're going to have to fight them or just let them win, and we're fucked. Like, I don't see any way out.
Well, I just put a video up today about China basically made a new AI that's 100 times faster than all previous ones. Like it's basically a human brain now.
Exactly. And there's not any safeguards because they want to push as fast and as hard as they fucking can because it's like an arms race. It's like a Cold War, really.
Yep.
It's
It's
always
about processing
Spartan
power.
here.
And so that's the dangerous thing. We're not going to find any kind of like, what's it called, where they can find the point at which we can control it or whatever.
Setting its values, basically.
There's a word
Where-
for it. Like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like
I'm
they're
drawing a
looking.
blank at the moment. I know exactly what. But yeah, it's basically wanting it to have our values and us as its best
Mhm.
interest versus itself. As
Yes. We're not going to hit that
Alignment.
because we're, yeah, that's it. So we're not going to hit that because we're fucking, we're so focused on China versus the United States. Like, even if we decide to be like more conservative, they're not. So there's no way out of this. Like, it's not going to end well.
That video that you put up, Gads, where would AI break your legs rather than let you turn it off was pretty interesting. I watched all of that. It was
that guy who
very good to
jailbroke all
watch.
those AIs and how the AIs act different when they're jailbroken.
Yeah, that was very.
Those are going to be the first machines that start killing people.
Well,
I can see it.
Right now, robotics is going to catch up to AI. So basically, every robot's going to have AI in it. So it's all going to be linked to one main central AI, which can be a million things at once because it can compartmentalize itself out.
Mm-hmm.
AI fridges are going to kill us all. Imagine the danger of being able to hack the fridge system and just make all the food and hit that room temperature and basically make it poisonous.
So Mal says nobody knows what direction AI is going to do, not even those at the cutting edge of it. Looking for the doom and gloom of it is just conspiratorial thinking, in my opinion. I understand where you're coming from, but this isn't something that I just pick out of nowhere due to like pessimism. This is what's already happening. We've already had numerous examples of AI, like they've tested AI in multiple different styles, not just one, and they always do some shady, fucked up shit in order to
manipulate, blackmail.
Yes. So we already have evidence for all of this. Like this is like the case across the board. I can't think of one example where that didn't happen according to the tests. So like it's already here, dude. Like I'm not like going like some crazy like imagination shit or anything.
Oh yeah, like the end game terrifying horribleness is like not that far off because right now like AI scam videos, like you've seen those ads, it's just AI deep fakes of some kind of bullshit scam to get you to put your credit card information in or whatever, and that's dangerous by itself because that's taking advantage of. Oh, go ahead.
It's putting it in video games now too. They're using it to put shit in video games that are now stealing people's cryptocurrencies and shit. Basically steals everything off your computer.
Damn.
Shit. Yep. So, and every day gets better and more. Yep.
We're living in paradise.
I'm just hoping we get the Star Trek future, not the Battlestar Galactica one.
Or well, I don't know. Did you ever get into Warhammer?
I am vaguely familiar with it. Probably, yeah.
In Warhammer, it's basically humanity got to a point where we had AI, and it basically created everything. It created these ST things, where standard template thing. Basically, you wanted something, you could just look it up on there, and it'll just print it out for you. Farm machinery, equipment, whatever the hell you needed. But then eventually, the AI turned on us and basically almost wiped out all humanity, and it was called the Dark Age. Something Dark Ages, something like that. Heck, Dark Ages.
Is this
And then Men of
40K?
Iron. Yeah.
Okay, I know a lot less about that.
But it's all about how the AI rose up, and basically then we had to fight off, kill back AI, and then basically after that they banned AI, everything, and then use like human brains basically they use as AI systems in things.
Gotcha.
We got 9
I just know more blood for the blood god and more skulls for the skull throne.
I'm a corn guy too.
I like Chinch myself. I don't know if
Zinch.
I pronounced that. Yeah, Zinch. I don't know how to pronounce it.
He's the deceiver, the manipulator.
That's why I like him.
I'm a really big fan of the orcs because I just like the conceptual idea that their engine is a rock that has a sign that says engine on it.
Yep, and it works because they believe it. Yep.
It is. It's pretty awesome. Well, that's all of the Warhammer. That's all of the Warhammer universe. Their gods exist just through sheer belief.
Yep. Everything they do.
Interesting.
Like if you paint yourself purple, you're sneaky. You're more stealthy. If you paint yourself red, you go faster, and then yellow makes it explode bigger. Like, and just by believing these things, they happen. I'm a dwarf player though. When it comes to fantasy, I'm a big into the Dawi. The Dawi Zar.
I jump all over the place. Like I get immersed in a specific race, and then like I love like their culture and their mannerisms and all that, and then I get bored, and then I jump to the next one.
I like Gotrek and Felix.
They're pretty awesome.
They have like 15, 16 books about all their adventures.
I love fucking books based off of like video games and like tabletop type shit. It really gets you immersed into the lore. I love that.
And there's so many lore channels nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
The book series, Dritz Duran and Wolfgar and Ari May. Sorry, tangent. Trying to remember the Forgotten Realms books. That's what it was, Forgotten Realms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've heard of them.
Like
kind of like Dragonlance.
Is that one of those type of books? I think they fell out of popularity, but like you turn.
Yeah, it's D&D.
Choose your adventure type shit.
Oh, okay. No, it's like a straight novel. Yeah, it's like D&D book stories.
That's what fifth edition I think was Forgotten Realms. Something like fourth edition, fifth edition of Forgotten Realms. There's a whole world basically, but then there's different planes that you could go into and stuff.
Dude, is it like really?
I started with the red box set, basic Dungeons and Dragons, and got it all the way up to the Immortal set, and then went all the way through Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and then all the way through the fucking second and third editions and shit. Yeah, it was fun.
I'm not that old.
Had a good memory back then.
If I jump into that shit, you guys won't see me for a while. This sounds like something that's so deep and complex that I'll like get lost and like get addicted to it.
It's where
crazy.
Baldur's Gate 3 came from, mate.
Yeah, that's Dungeons and Dragons. It's
Yeah.
7th edition. That's rule.
Dude, that game ate like 3 months of my life.
Oh, I
Like,
beat 2
easily.
and 3.
I've never played it.
I
1 or
played
2,
1 and
but like,
2.
I
I
got
haven't got
3 on
number
my book.
3 yet because I noticed how much of you guys' life that was taken away.
I'd like to run around with my dick out. So I was playing with my friend, so you can co-op on it. So he'd get into a chat dialogue with somebody, and I'd just come running by naked, turn around, and like start shaking my dick out and shit like that.
I remember that time you showed me which game was it?
Baldur's Gate. Yeah,
Yeah,
stripped everything
Baldur's
down
Gate.
to-
You stripped down, started dancing, and fucking damn.
And I sent you the pictures of me fucking that dark elf chick with my dark elf.
Ooh, Dark Mommy.
Yeah,
Oh, she is hot. She's got the
Yeah.
personality.
and that voice. I like that raspy voice.
Well, it's not just raspy. It's dark and it's like very sophisticate at the same time. She has that. I don't know how to describe it, but it's hot.
Mommy, mommy.
Yeah,
She's
that's a good way.
She's the classic drow female matriarch.
With their whole society is women rule everything. Like, so the women, like, after you mate with them, they just kill you and shit like that. Like, dark elf, Lord.
Like it might make me a fucking like simp or some shit, but I don't care. Like she can dominate me any day. I'm all about it. She can kill me afterward. I'm cool.
Like they either get bred or turned into spider monsters.
Yeah.
So it's a flip of a coin there. Don't want to be a spider monster.
Well, and then there's 2 factions too. There's like Loeth, and then there's another one. There's the dark ones. That really
No,
dark.
Vecna's necromancer. I don't remember. But so it's one of their other houses.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons had a big impact. Which the only reason it got big is because conservatives went after it in the 70s. So Dungeons and Dragons came out, and then some kid died, and he played the game, and they blamed it on the game. So then they started this whole campaign.
So they had a fucking moral panic over that shit.
Yep. Oh, and they did that with Call of Duty after Columbine.
No, Dungeons and Dragons.
No, it was Counter-Strike. It was Counter-Strike.
Hell.
Do you know?
Oh yeah, and the satanic of Dungeons and Dragons. Yep.
Yeah, we heard about that over here in Australia. I had to deal with that with friends, mate. I had one American friend that we played with over here, and his parents wouldn't let him do it unless it was at his house under their supervision, so they could be listening in at all times. Because we were going to frickin' mind bend him just by playing Dungeons and Dragons as 11, 12-year-olds.
Oh, my family did that with magic cards. So I played magic cards when I was a kid, and I thought I was doing demon summoning and shit like that. Like,
well, to be fair, it does have a kind of dark aesthetic to it, especially anything black. but it's still stupid. The whole fucking idea, like, dude, you're looking too much into shit.
Yep. Which was funny, the irony of it. I still had my magic cards in here about 10 years ago. I found out my cousins, his sons, were playing it, and I went over to their house and gave them all my magic cards I had. I had like a 10-pound box of them. He never did anything about it. He didn't care. By that time, he was like, he didn't give a shit because he knew it wasn't what he thought it was originally.
Good stuff.
I used to have all of the Dungeons and Dragons shit like basically memorized so you could run a fluent game as a dungeon master. That way you weren't looking up shit like what number do you need to roll to find out if you hit with this weapon compared to that weapon and all this kind of shit.
I respect it, but I don't think I would have fun being a DM. Like, you need that for sure, and it's great that you took the time to do that, but I could not have fun being a DM.
Yeah, I'd have to be a
we
player.
Just played it enough where it was there, I didn't put effort in to learn it, you just over time.
Fair.
But
makes sense.
yeah,
Warhammer was all dumb.
It sucks because it tells me now that I had a memory that could do that, but there's no chance in hell now that I could do that. So yeah, Never
If
mind.
you want to, you can. You just have to have the want. And nowadays, few people have the drive to want to do things like that anymore.
I am trying. I've been an alcoholic in between, so you know. But that kind of shit is very good for repairing that kind of stuff, and yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, alcohol is very bad at
Medicinal
destroying
D&D.
Mm. What was that?
I said medicinal D&D to improve the gray matter.
Fucking oath. Fucking oath.
It does work well for many things. And it's also great even for like the elderly to keep from dementia from setting in. Very fucking great at that.
Keeping
Well,
engaged, yeah.
I just seen a thing about
I
dementia.
hardly read these days. I've got to start just reading again in general, you know, make that a routine like it used to be when I was back at school.
What I've started doing personally is I don't watch as many videos, and I tend to get a lot of my news through articles, and I think it's very helpful personally.
You should get that grounded news. I think you'd like that.
I will
heard of that
if I don't
before.
have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm a big free person. I like free. I
well,
hate
it's
subscribing subscriptions.
I hate spending money. Part of that's because I've always been like in a poor situation. I'm not that poor now, kind of in the middle, but like I came from poverty, and that sticks with you. And like every single dime I spend, I scrutinize as a result.
Yep.
I'm saying that you pay for StreamYard, don't you? Because you can put your comments up.
Yes, it's fairly expensive in my opinion. It's like I think
how much?
$500 a year, $400 a year, something like that.
You pay for 1 year at a time.
It is yearly, but still at one
That's
time,
the cheapest plan.
I think so. I could be wrong. There might be something else, but I think it is.
But you're using their data center, their electricity, so on. So I mean,
yes. So I agree with it only because they have data. It's not just like this is editing software. It's actually their. So that's sort of how I justify it personally.
Okay.
And then all the integrations with YouTube and everything that you can easily.
Yeah, it makes things a lot more simple. Like trying to get OBS to do. I don't think it could.
I'm not using OBS. I just use the cheap plan. So I got a 6-person limit. I can't put your comments up and do all the editing I got to do by downloading the video from YouTube.
Well,
and
it depends on
your
needs. Yeah. Well, if you're only going to put like a video out like maybe twice a week, once a week, whatever, like I don't see any need to pay for it.
That's why I used OBS
exactly.
when I did my streaming. So like for video games, it's just like I did 2-3 times a week, and I could just pop OBS up, start the game up, boom, start streaming.
I mainly use
StreamYard just because it's easier.
Yeah, that's why I do it. But well, it takes time to learn shit, and OBS, at least to me, is complicated as fuck.
Oh
There's
yeah,
so
I had to
much
do a lot
shit.
of tutorials that set up like certain audio things. Like you can change your voice. Like I can make my voice all deep and everything like that. Like a lot of those streamers,
to do the basics, you just learn the source way. You know, you learn how to enter different sources, put your face up there, and you're doing the same as StreamYard. Like that's easy, but you can go so much further. That's when it's hard.
Well, to literally make OBS
either, guys. Sorry.
It's fine. To make OBS the same as what StreamYard does, that is not simple. Like to do everything that StreamYard provides through OBS, like that's not no quick tutorial. Like,
well, and you have to still use third party app. So like whenever I did co-op things with another streamer, I had to have him on Discord or use Steam, and then get him into a group on there, and then it would play his audio through that into OBS.
Yeah. That was my original
I'm only
plan.
talking YouTube like I do with StreamYard, like what we're doing now.
Right.
So that just meant they were only on YouTube and then into OBS. I've done it a couple of times.
Hold on. There has to be a host service for you to stream over to YouTube, doesn't there?
YouTube you can start streaming.
No,
you can
do
just
it from my
create and go live.
OBS.
So let me make sure that we're talking about the same
stream onto YouTube.
Right. Well, let me make sure that we're talking about the same thing. I'm talking about a panel, not one individual talking. So can you do that on YouTube with no other?
I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know if I've actually had a panel from OBS. I've only had the chat. on
Yeah, you can't
OBS.
do
Yeah,
a panel
okay.
on OBS.
Yeah, that's what I
That's why I
thought.
said you have to
Right.
bring them into Discord or some other app, and then
Yes.
that relays
So
over into OBS.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, fair enough. I'd done everything else similar except for the actual. Yeah, no, cool. Isn't that just having another source so open? Yeah, anyway, sorry, we don't need to do OBS lessons now. It's all good.
it's all good, but I am past my time anyway, and I'm fucking roasting to death because this green screen, which I almost accidentally knocked down once I went away and came back with a beer. And that would have got me shut down because I have a fucking AR behind me, behind the thing, and you're not allowed to show guns on a live stream. I just recently learned that. If you even show a gun on a live stream, they'll shut you down.
Did they shut that video down which you put up then?
The newest one of me showing my
Yeah.
gun, no, and it's separate. So you can make a video, not a live stream. You can make a video of like showing your own firearm, and that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like saying, "Hey, buy this firearm," or trying to promote it. But
Yeah, no
you
worries.
can't
I
ever
saw the
have a
vid and I
gun.
thought I better watch this squeak, eh?
but you can't ever have a firearm, in my understanding, in any capacity on a live stream for any reason.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
I mean, that makes
I mean,
sense.
It avoids like making threats or something like that. Because that was
I
that
guess.
one guy, Nico guy, who threatened penguins
Yeah.
or whatever, and
Yeah.
then Penguin did a response video about this isn't a clip. This is
Oh, I
This is a
fucking
magazine
love
clip.
that. Like that's the
Don't
best
educate
fucking.
me.
That was the best fucking like bomb drop ever. He didn't even try to be
Nico
arrogant.
versus Penguin Zero.
Yes, it was great.
This
because-
isn't a mag. This isn't a clip. This is a magazine, and he pulls out a huge fucking gun, and it's like, okay, yes, sir.
The best
No
part of
perfect.
it is he's considered like at least typically more left wing, and people thought like there's no way he has a gun, and then he's like boom, and he's like just schooling
Big
dude.
yes, God.
I like picking on him because I was like, hey, did they get you a booster seat? Because he's so short, dude's like 5'2" or something like that. And I would pick on saying he needs a booster seat to dry things and shit.
I honestly don't know what happened. We've had that question quite a bit lately. I don't know what happened to Andy 504. I think someone asked that on the last stream as well.
I went in the chat.
I haven't
and
heard.
him there, but I don't know what he's doing. I think he realized.
He says he's on a panel hiatus. He said it a few times when he's popped up at Blade Runner and Vegas. I've asked him, are you going to come back? And he goes, oh, I don't think I do panels anymore.
That's
I've tried to get him
unfortunate.
up on mine as well. And
Well, he
on
got doxxed
Andy
pretty hard,
C's
I
even,
think.
I think.
They brought up his criminal
Oh,
background
really?
and shit. Like,
Oh,
they went
fuck.
after him hard.
See,
like,
other people
Oh, he
ruin
did that
shit.
Vegas chat.
well, he's a convicted pedophile, from what I hear.
Oh,
Which
wow, really?
Well, I would agree that's fucked up, but at the same time, like people doing all this doxing and shit's ruining because it is hard to find right wingers to fucking discuss with. And I do not like I've said it again and again, and I'll keep saying it. I don't want an echo chamber. And it's nothing against you guys. We happen to agree on most things, and that's great. But like the whole fucking purpose of this shit is to fucking like have some pushback, to have differing viewpoints and crap, you know? So I hate that keeps happening. But anyhow, I'm what 7 minutes past time, guys. So I'm gonna roll. I appreciate it. It's been an interesting conversation.
It's
And,
funny how many right wingers there are on chat when we're there on chat, but how few are willing to come and have
to be fair, I think it would happen the same in reverse. If there was a right wing show and there was like 3 people on the right, and like that you could come up, that you would be more likely to be hesitant, in my opinion. Like I would go up for sure because I don't give a shit, but I think most people would be like, I don't know.
I really
Like,
cheer.
Friggin' Angela Friggin' or whatever her name is. You probably want to try to troll some from there, maybe, because I don't know if they're too argumentative. I haven't really gone there much, but I know she's always willing to. Yeah, either can I. But She's the one that will have a good argument.
I tried to get
In the
her,
right
but
circumstance,
then, like,
Yeah.
instead of having substantive dialogue, which is what I'm after, she started making up shit and lying about me and telling
Oh, shit,
people a
she
bunch
did
of
that
crap.
to you too.
Yeah,
doesn't
so
care
I-
about
like
me.
at,
She
at
does
that
She's done
campaigns.
that to me.
right after that, like, there's no going back. Like, you're not
Fair
coming
enough. She
up.
doesn't
I
support
can't trust
herself
her.
with evidence.
She's a
Oh,
gay
right.
Fair
Republican,
enough.
which
Well, she
If you
Well,
read
she's
it,
from
we're gay.
Netherlands too, so she's not even from America. Like, yeah, never mind.
yeah, she's American. She lives in New York City or something.
yeah,
like
she's
that.
American.
Oh,
far as I
okay. She
know.
sounds like she's from New York City for sure.
Yeah, she was saying about her Syrian, and then I brought up about the ancient history of the Syrians were used as like mercenaries for the Roman army and shit like that, and now she's running with that. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
much about her. I'm
That's
not trying to
Syrian.
pick on her
Yeah,
or anything.
Syrian.
I am ignorant and don't want to not be ignorant. I don't give a shit.
That's fair. But guys, I appreciate it. I'll be on
Apologies.
next week as usual. Nothing to apologize for. Take it easy.
All right.
So,
See ya.
Later.